Are you feeling overwhelmed and disorganized with your content creation? Then I've got good news for you. I'm going to show you the secret step-by-step process to building the perfect content calendar that will completely change the way you plan and execute your content strategy, and we're going to do that right now. The first step to building the ultimate content calendar is all about resource evaluation. This is where you have to determine if you have more time or if you have more money to invest in your content creation strategy. And you also have to be very self-aware. Do you have the skills that it takes to come up with the ideas for the content, to execute creating the content, to edit the content, and to distribute the content? If you don't, you have to decide if you're going to hire a virtual assistant, a marketing assistant, a regular assistant, whether you're going to hire a videographer, a specialized content creator. If you don't have the money set aside to do that, ask yourself, do you have the skills to pull this off? If you do have the skills or you're willing to learn it, then you could be a one-person show. And in the end, if you decided you're going to be a one-person show, you need to pay very close attention to the next steps in this video because it's going to be crucial to your success. The second part to creating the perfect content calendar is knowing your target audience. Now, when I say target audience, I'm asking you, who is your ideal client or who is your avatar? And by avatar, I don't mean the blue people from that fancy movie. I actually mean, who is your ideal client? Specifically, like, who are they? How old are they? Where do they live? What interests them? Do they have a family? Are they single? Are they in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s? Male, female, married, unmarried? Who exactly are they? Where do they work? Asking all of these types of questions are going to let you know, as the creator, as the business person, what they're interested in and the types of content you should be creating. Once you've identified who your ideal client or your avatar is, you want to ask, what are their problems, right? Every different type of client's gonna have different types of problems, and you need to figure out what their problems are and their interests are so you can solve it with your content and offer them benefits and solutions with your content. For example, when I was building my content calendar as a real estate agent, I knew my avatar or my ideal client was a married couple with kids in their 30s or 40s who live in the town that I live in. So I created a lot of content around things to do with kids because that's who I was. I'm a dad, I've got 2 kids, so I'm always constantly coaching or taking kids to parks or finding family-friendly restaurants. So when I created my content calendar, I knew it needed to focus on being a family, living in the town that I live in, highlighting the neighborhoods that had the amenities that would appeal to families, places that had greenway trails and parks and recreational opportunities, and also close to good schools and the town. So when I built my content calendar, I knew who I was talking to, so it made it very easy for me to figure out the types of content to create because I understood who my target audience was. The third part to building your perfect content calendar is picking your content buckets. And when I say content buckets, it's more like categories or themes. What themes do you want to center your content around? And this is where a phrase comes in that I absolutely love. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Now, if you're totally into, let's say, breweries and you're a foodie and you highlight that types of content, you're gonna attract those types of clients. Remember, you're thinking about your ideal client or your target audience. What are they interested in? So you wanna make sure you highlight those types of things with your content buckets. And you also have to decide where the intersection of your passion and your proficiency meets. Your passion and your proficiency. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about educating your clients? Well, if you're educating your clients, what are their potential problems? What are your ideal clients' potential problems? When you can find what that intersection is, you're gonna know exactly what your content buckets are going to be. And I'm gonna give you a little tip here. Really focus your content on local-based content. Most of your clients are probably residing in the area you live in or they're moving to it. So why not create as much locally based content? If it's real estate related, make sure the market information is related to the local market. And if it's things to do and places to go, make sure it's related to your local market. And that's gonna hit home and get you a lot more views and a lot more leads and a lot more clients. If you want a list of 25 ideas for content buckets, make sure to leave a comment below. Step number 4 in creating the perfect content calendar is all about picking your platforms. And by platforms, I mean, are you gonna focus on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Snapchat? What platform are you gonna be making this content for? Every single platform has a different type of content that actually works and actually grows and attracts clients. YouTube and Instagram are gonna have 2 different types of audiences because YouTube is more long form content. Yes, there are YouTube shorts, but the same shorts that might function well on YouTube might not hit well on Instagram and might not hit well on TikTok. Speaking of which, TikTok. What works on there is not necessarily going to work on Instagram or YouTube. And the real estate agents I work with all across the country all the time try to create one type of content and try to push it out to these different platforms. And I just keep saying it's not gonna work for the most part. You should be creating content that is specific to the platform in order to get maximum reach. So when you're picking your platforms, I recommend picking no more than 2 platforms that you really want to go in on. You could even pick one platform, say YouTube, and say, I'm going to go all in on YouTube. Everything else I do is just going to stem from YouTube, which is a fantastic strategy. I love YouTube. It's all about evergreen content, and it can garner more views over time without you having to do anything. While social media, on the other hand, like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, you post your content and 24, 48, 36 hours after you post it, it's essentially dead to the world and never to be seen again. So I really like longer form content, especially on YouTube. So when you're picking your platform, make sure you understand what platform you like, what platform you think your clients are going to be on, and go all in on one or maybe 2. And then over time, you can always build in the other platforms. Step number 5 in creating the perfect content calendar is all about creating your cadence. And by cadence, I mean how many times a week do you plan on posting? You need to figure out a cadence and make it systematic because it's going to make it way easier to execute. For example, when people are first getting started with content creation, I recommend picking a cadence of 3 times per week. That way, when we work towards batch content creation, which I'll be covering on a future video, they'll know that if they're creating 3 pieces of content per week, and we're going to repeat every 4 weeks, so what I call a 4-week cycle, they have to create 12 pieces of content, and we can break that down to each one of the content buckets. Now, for example, if you picked 3 content buckets and you were going to post on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that's your cadence. Your cadence is 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That doesn't mean you can't post on other days, but we want to set a baseline of content creation to make sure you can stay consistent. So your cadence would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or 3 times per week. And as we move towards batch creation, we know every 4 weeks or month, you need to create 12 pieces of content in those 3 content buckets, which means 4 pieces of content for each content bucket. I hope you follow me there. If you would like to see a video on how we coach our clients on how to do a 4-week cycle cadence, make sure to leave a comment below. And step number 6 in building the perfect content calendar is all about your templates. And by templates, I mean deciding once you know what your content buckets are, what your cadence is, who your target audience is going to be, your ideal client, you need to set your templates. Is it a video editing template? Is it a photo editing template? Is it a way you maybe use Canva into your business to create your thumbnails? You want to set up your templates, even your editing style. Edit your videos in the same style each time. Come up with that template or that format, and it's gonna make it a lot easier to execute over the long haul. The templates can even be things like how you create your descriptions, how you create your captions, the structure for that, what hashtags or hashtag groups that you plan to use. You want to set up these templates to make it very easy for you to post and execute. And the last part of templates is the hook. The hook. The first 3 to 5 seconds of every video is absolutely the most critical. And we have a formula we use for hooks that are going to garner more views and attract more attention because they're going to keep the viewer watching for those first 3 seconds and have them watch more of the video. If you would like a copy of our ultimate hook list, make sure to leave a comment below and we'll send it to you. In our next video, we're going to tell you exactly how to put this all in motion and execute your content creation calendar. By the way, it would mean the world to me if you would hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. I'm Draper, and I'll see you on the next video.